You are listening to That Big CEO Energy, where we talk all things business, life, marriage, and push you to a new edge of discovering what that big CEO energy means for you. Listen, I understand that we have barriers that we carry from when we were once employees, and those have impacted us as we continue to build our businesses. I'm here to walk alongside you and give you encouragement through interviews with friends and other women in business who have broken down those barriers and paved their own way. Tune in with me as we uncover some of the unconscious things that we do that keep us from building that big CEO energy we've always dreamed about. Let's dive in. In today's episode, we are going to explore the importance of confident decision-making, the challenges that come with it, and practical steps to overcome those challenges. We'll also delve into the mindset work that's crucial for becoming a confident decision-maker. So let's get started. Making confident decisions is a vital skill for any entrepreneur. Right? It's not only the impact of growth and success of your business, but it also sets the tone for your leadership and the trust that your team has in you. So why on earth is confident decision-making so important? And let me just say, I'm not just saying why is decision-making important. It is why is confident decision-making important. Confident decision-making allows you to take charge of your business and really seize opportunities with conviction. It eliminates the second-guessing, the indecisiveness, enabling you to move forward with clarity and purpose. And it also instills confidence in your team as they see you as a strong leader and capable leader who can navigate challenges and make really sound choices. But we also know that confident decision-making doesn't come without its fair share of challenges. Let's talk about some of the common hurdles that entrepreneurs face when trying to make confident decisions. One major challenge is the fear of failure. I get it. When you're responsible for your own business, the weight of decisions can be really daunting. One thing that people don't share with entrepreneurs in this adventure is how lonely it really is. Now, don't get me wrong, there are tons of communities and relationships that we build as entrepreneurs, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual decision-making. I remember when I was in corporate and we would come to the round table, present ideas, discuss them, maybe submit them to the board, who would also have discussions, and it was a group effort to kind of make the final decision that would impact the business, positively or negatively. But when you have your own business, it's all you. Every decision, whether talked through with a mentor, a coach, a friend, other entrepreneurs, the choice is yours and yours alone. That fear of making the wrong choice can really paralyze you, leading to indecision or procrastination. I know that I preach a lot about creating dates on the calendar to do check-ins with yourself and give yourself time to brainstorm, to refocus priorities, and this is why. Fear shows up in many different ways. One is that it makes the decision for you. These either affect you positively or negatively down the road. We sometimes let fear get right in the middle of critical thinking and decide for us. This is where it can show up and create procrastination and indecision on what our true heart's desire is. Another way that fear shows up is acknowledging that it exists. Recognize that it has a place in all of this decision making and working through discovering what it's really saying behind what it's asking from you. This way, when fear shows up, you really get to decide how far it drives the bus. I mentioned in one of my podcast episodes that I had with Laura Kelly through my coaching was that fear was showing up in a really big way. And it was giving me these questions of, do you really think you could do that? What's going to happen if you completely walk away? What's going to happen if you move forward? And what I really needed to understand was the question behind the question and the feelings that came behind the questions. And one of the big feelings that started to come up was fear of failure, fear of chasing the accolades, fear of everything that was asking of me was so much different than what my life was currently aligned with. And if I made that choice, what else came after that? And I didn't know the what else. I didn't know what was going to come after it. So instead of being excited about it, I became paralyzed and I just decided to do nothing. And it really comes sometimes for me that unless I am forced, right, to make a change and make a decision, sometimes I just won't. And sometimes I really don't get to experience new things and scary new things because of that paralysis. So again, when I say when fear shows up, you get to decide how far it drives the bus and where it's sitting on the bus. And another challenge really is the overwhelming amount of information that we have available. It is so easy to get caught in analysis paralysis. I like to call it the dream killer. It's when you get so overwhelmed with everyone and everything telling you what is right or how they did it or, ooh, better watch out and I'd be cautionary of that we think that what we are doing isn't needed or we don't have enough information or maybe we aren't smart enough to do something, so we just don't do it. Ultimately, we end up trying to gather more data from sources that aren't ideal and seek validation from others instead of trusting our instincts. I'm raising my hand here because I am so guilty on some things, and if I'm honest, on most things in the most crucial years of my business, which is the first two. Overcoming these challenges requires a shift in mindset. So let's explore the mindset work that's crucial for confident decision making. Developing self-belief is paramount. Self-belief is not just the basic definition of like believing in yourself to make decisions. It's all about being able to make those decisions so undoubtedly that they become the easiest part of being a CEO. I'm going to say that again, and you need to really hear it. It is about being able to make those decisions so undoubtedly that they become the easiest part of being a CEO. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't hard decisions and those will require a little more attention and thought process, but I am speaking about those of us who have the hardest time considering any decision that could potentially adjust our bottom line or even the direction of our business. When we have the self-belief that we are fully capable and it is a normal process of who we are and what we are asking from our business, we are able then to objectively look at our thoughts of new things we want to do in our business. For instance, I have a process when I'm faced with a new business idea. I call it the PFFF. I have a parking lot. I either forget it or I front row it. So I guess there's only two F's there. So in the parking lot, here's what I do. I put things that I want to come back and revisit, but aren't really tied to anything immediate that I'm working on. But they are the things that should probably have a little deeper lens, but require more than me doing it like right this minute for the sake of time and doing other things in that moment. I also put things that are tied to other things that I am already doing and things I should consider when I start to work on that particular project that is already in motion. And what I'm talking about here is the little ADHD brain that when I'm working on something and all of a sudden I think to myself, oh, I'm also working on this other project, I should X, Y, and Z. And then I start working on that thing and it's nope, come back to the parking lot. Find the big thing that you're working on, notate it underneath as a jogged memory that you need to revisit. And when I'm already doing those things, I'll consider when I start to work on that project that's already in motion. For instance, creating freebies. I put those, depending kind of what kind of freebie idea it is, in the parking lot because it is usually tied to something that I'm already working on or an area of my business that I know needs to be enhanced with that one. But again, if the freebie sounds like something that doesn't match what I have going on, it goes into the parking lot. In the forget it file, there are things that I considered implementing because I, quote unquote, saw someone on Instagram that was doing it and I could do it too, right? We all have those thoughts of like, oh, duh. And I could spin it this way, right? We do it. We see things all across the internet that we're like, oh, that's a good idea. And I could implement it in my business X, Y, and Z way. For me personally, those are the things that I usually know for a fact I was looking for a distraction because my business was feeling hard at the moment. Yes, are there little things out of there that I could be taking out and learning? Yes. But things like, just take this course and learn how to make 10K in 30 days. That is not for me. That is not how I operate. I do not want quick money. And so you have to tie whatever you're looking for across the internet, you have to tie that back to your core values of your business. If your business is a quick, fast, want to make money overnight, that's great. But if you have a business that is a little bit mission aligned to who you are personally, then things like taking the course to learn how to make 10K in 30 days is just not for me. Those are because I've had a bad day, really, and nothing else. Or things like use this hack to grow your email list in 3 easy steps. Honestly, unless I'm working on doing that and I've had it on my goals in my business to build my email list, I can forget doing that. Why? Because I know I don't have the time to invest in it. And the projects that are on my goal board are much more important right now. When I make my goals in the future, right, if email is on that list, I will go and find resources if I need them. But right now, there's no need. So I put it on the forget it file. Do you see? I only utilize these buckets on the current goals that I am using. The front row is reserved for thoughts and actions that align with the immediate goal that I'm working on that has a due date. If it is something that should be considered, I front row it really to spend time on why that thought or idea came about and what about it should I visit and explore working on. Sometimes I will find things that I need to research within a specific part of my business so that I can gather data, I can gather market analysis, and so those are the things I consider front row. Overall, though, it is a must to trust in your abilities, your knowledge, and your experience. Embrace the fact that not every decision will be perfect, but you have what it takes to learn and adapt along the way. It's also important to cultivate a growth mindset where you see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning rather than roadblocks. I've had someone in my life tell me that their dad would always look at things like little adventures, even when things weren't working out. Driving down the road to get a flat? Well, that turned into an adventure and it's treated as such. This took the pressure off really lamenting what could otherwise be perfect. I thought that was such a nice thing to really take into our businesses because after all, didn't we really become entrepreneurs to create our own adventures? So how do we move into creating a mindset that is set with intentional adventure and a place from growth? I have a few steps on this, and step one really would be to define your values and long-term vision for your business. When you move through this clarity, it will kind of serve as your compass when making decisions. When you really have a clear understanding of your values and your long-term vision, it becomes easier to align your decisions with what truly matters to you and your business. It means identifying the principles and the beliefs that guide your actions and decisions. Take some time to reflect on what you stand for as an entrepreneur. What are the core values that shape your business? Is it integrity, innovation, collaboration, or maybe something else? I would write down these values and really make sure that they align with who you are and what you want to achieve. Once you kind of have a solid grasp on your values, it's time to establish your long-term vision for the business. Think about where you want to see your company in the next 5, 10, or even 20 years. What impact do you want to make? What goals do you want to achieve? I call this vision the North Star. It's providing a clear direction and purpose for your decision making. Defining your values and your long-term vision really helps you establish a framework for decision making. When faced with choices, you can elevate them based on how they will align with your values and contribute to your long-term vision. It's really important, though, to note that your values and your vision may evolve over time. As your business grows and adapts to new circumstances, and as you grow and adapt to new circumstances, you may need to revisit and refine them. Regularly reassessing and realigning your values and vision really ensures that you're making decisions that are in line with the current needs and direction of your business. And let's not forget the significance of effectively communicating your values and your vision to your team. When your contractors or employees understand and embrace these guiding principles, they really become more aligned with your decision-making process. And it really cultivates a cohesive and empowered team that can contribute to the success of your business. Sharing your values and vision with your team really fosters a sense of purpose and unity, and it helps them understand the context behind your decisions and really enables them to make decisions that align with the overall direction of your company. This creates a strong and collaborative culture that supports confident decision-making at all levels. Defining your values and long-term vision may seem like a simple step, but its impact on your decision-making process cannot be overstated. It provides a solid foundation that guides you through the challenges and uncertainties of entrepreneurship. Now, step 2 involves gathering relevant information and considering different perspectives. This really helps you make informed choices when avoiding that analysis paralysis. But when you're faced with a decision, it's really honestly crucial to gather all of the relevant information available. Doing market research is no joke. Industry trends, financial data, customer feedback, and like any other data points that you can find really provide valuable insights. So I encourage you to take some time to do that. But the goal really is to have a comprehensive understanding of factors that may impact your decision. Another important aspect is prioritizing that information, though, and the perspectives that you gather. With the abundance of data that's available, it's really easy to get overwhelmed, right? But I want you to identify the most relevant and significant pieces of information that directly relate to your decision. And really focus on the quality over the quantity to avoid this analysis paralysis. But I don't want you to forget the power of intuition in this step. While gathering information and considering different perspectives really is crucial, it's equally as important to tap into your own intuition and gut instincts. Intuition often combines your knowledge and your experiences in ways that honestly your conscious mind may not fully be able to grasp. And your intuition is an invaluable tool for entrepreneurs. You know when information that you gather is not right for you. And you know when it is starting to feel like you are doing someone else's work as opposed to finding your own. But this intuition really can provide insights and guide you toward the right decision, especially when you're faced with incomplete information. Trusting your intuition alongside gathering information really can lead to more confident decision making. I want you to tap into your intuition and access a deeper level of understanding that can guide you in making choices that align with your authentic self. Trusting your intuition also involves building self-confidence as a decision maker. I really want you to recognize that you possess valuable expertise, knowledge, and insights that have been honed in through your entrepreneurial journey, even if it is new. Embrace your capabilities and the lessons you have learned along the way. Trusting yourself, it really empowers you to be confident in your decision-making process. This final step is taking action. Making confident decisions requires action and implementation. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes along the way. This is what we're entrepreneurs for, right? We're not sitting in a cubicle doing someone else's work, and we are not building someone else's dream afraid to make mistakes. You can make mistakes along the way, but what I want you to do is learn from them and course correct when necessary. Your confidence will grow with each decision that you make and learn from. Course correction really involves being open and reassessing your decisions and making adjustments along the way. It's kind of like if something doesn't work out, you look at it and go, well, that didn't work. What have I learned from it and how can I pivot? But you'll encounter new information, changing in market conditions, unforeseen challenges, and it's important to remain agile and willing to pivot when necessary. One key aspect of our course correction is gathering feedback. I would seek input from my team, my customers, my mentors, or even industry experiences to listen to their insights and consider how they align with your values and long-term vision. Gathering feedback really can shed a light on blind spots and areas where your decisions may need adjustment. I think one thing that we get scared of when we ask for feedback is we get on the defense before we even read it. But building resilience to navigate the challenges that come your way and stay committed to your long-term vision. Making decisions is an ongoing process. And really having support along the way can make a significant difference. If you're craving deeper guidance and personalized strategies to enhance your decision-making skills, honestly, I just invite you to connect with me. I genuinely want every single woman in business to show up every day and have so much confidence in the team that they're leading, the business that they're building, and the decisions that they make that we no longer are looking over our shoulders. And I want to work with the women in their businesses and helping all of you entrepreneurs unlock your full potential and make impactful decisions. Working through unique challenges, identifying blind spots, and developing strategies to optimize confident decision-making can be really overwhelming. So if you're looking for someone to jumpstart you, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to have a chat. But I want to thank you for being part of this podcast. And remember, your confident decision-making has the power to shape your business and your future. You have the power to build your business better and differently. Thanks for tuning into the show today. If you heard something that helped you, I would love it if you would leave a review and share it with your friends. This helps more people just like you become inspired to move the needle of their big CEO energy into a positive direction. If you would like to learn more about how I can help you streamline and position your business for growth or lead your business as a CEO, feel free to jump into the show notes with all of the links to find me. And don't forget to head over to Instagram so we can be pals.